All right, welcome to Thessaloniki in Greece, the second largest city in Greece, and some do say, the culinary capital of Greece. And we're going to take you and have some delicious food here. But right now I want to talk about this guy on the horse behind me, Alexander the Great. And now Thessaloniki, the city, was founded after Alexander the Great's time, but they're very proud of their heritage and him coming from this region, Macedonia of Greece. So 20 years old, he inherited his father's kingdom, Philip II of Macedon. At 20 years old, it was already a very powerful kingdom, but he took it and he conquered lands across Greece, Egypt, across the Mediterranean, and into Asia, Persia, and on into India. A phenomenal feat, right? One of the biggest empires of the ancient world at 20 years old. Can you imagine that? I mean, what was I doing at 20 years old? I don't know, but it wasn't conquering lands, that's for sure. So anyway, we're going to take you around Thessaloniki, show you some beautiful sights. And you know, this city is a little it's overlooked by a lot of travelers, but we're going to show you why you need to put it on your list. It's a beautiful day, and right in front of me, we're going to show you, we can see the iconic Mount Olympus. It's beautiful, clear, it's got snow on it, and I tell you what, we're having a fantastic day here in Thessaloniki. All right, so this is the absolute symbol of the city, the symbol of Thessaloniki, and this is called the White Tower, and a huge tower built in the 1400s, shortly after the Ottomans took over rule of the city. It served as, had multiple purposes throughout the years, a defensive fortification, a prison for a while, and it's had different names. It was called the Red Tower for a while, and it was called the Blood Tower. I think not the Red Tower, but the Blood Tower executions took place here, supposedly. And then the legend is, at one point, while it was a prison, one of the prisoners whitewashed the tower. I guess that was his task, to whitewash it, so he whitewashed the entire tower, and then for a reward, he was given his freedom. So, not sure if that's true, but it's a nice legend. But anyway, it's absolutely the image of the city, and great views up at the top, especially on a beautiful day like today. It's right along the waterfront, so you've got some great views of the ocean, of the sea, and it's really spectacular, very interesting. You have to visit the White Tower when you visit Thessaloniki, and normally it's 10 euros per adult to go inside. It's 6 floors, a very wide and winding staircase, not really very difficult. Plenty of stations. Basically every floor has a station to stop and look around, so take your time and go up. It's not that difficult. Plenty of people were doing it. A lot of them appear to be older and less fit than I am. So, and there's an audio guide. So right as you go in, you can scan the audio guide. There's multiple different languages. I think there's about 10 or 12 languages to choose from to get the audio guide to tell you what you're looking at as you go up the stairs. So there you have it. All right, good evening from Thessaloniki, and we are at a restaurant called Diagnosis 1977. And look at this. I mean, I can't wait to eat, but we got some gyros, we got some meatballs, some French fries, we got some beetroot salad, which is really good, and from this region. And we have a nice hot green pepper. We have a half a liter of Greek white wine, which is really tasty, very dry. Only 6 euros and 50 cents for half a liter of wine, so that's good. So let me dig in here. I can't wait to try this meatball. They're long, they look kind of like a sausage. I think people from the United States would say it's more like a sausage, but they cook them on the grill. That's so tasty. I love the grill taste. You can tell it came off a grill. Outstanding. It has some gyros. All right, guys. Our first meal in Thessaloniki, and we did it right. Excellent Greek food. So when you come visit, you got to go to Diagnosis 1977 and get yourself a nice meal, and you will not regret it. Okay, so I'm standing in front of the Hagia Sophia here in Thessaloniki, and this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it was built in the 7th and 8th century in the Byzantine style, and it was modeled after the much more famous and much larger Hagia Sophia in Constantinople, today's Istanbul. And if you go inside, it is reminiscent of the much larger Hagia Sophia, but it's on a much smaller scale. Now, this church was converted into a mosque during the rule of the Ottomans. And then after the Ottoman rule ended in 1912, it was converted back into a Christian church. But it's very interesting, got some very nice artwork inside. Doesn't cost anything to go in, so go in, take a look around, say a prayer if you so desire. And yeah, one of the great interesting things that you have to visit here in Thessaloniki, the Hagia Sophia. Okay, so we are at Trigona Elenitis Triangle, right? So it's filled with custard. Look at that custard. I think you can get different things, but we just got plain custard inside there. They have multiple different sizes. This is the biggest one, and this is only €3. And they fill it with fresh cream, or fresh, yeah, while you're watching it. And this is vanilla custard. They fill it while you're there, so it's supposed to be very good. One of those things we saw that we had to try, and so here we go. That's really good. The cream is really delicious. It's not too sweet. Very flavorful. The crust is very flaky and nice. It's very delicious. For €3, it's a bargain. It's like a 6-minute walk from where we had dinner, and a great dessert. You get to burn off little calories, earn some more, burn some calories, earn some more dessert, and there you have it. Having a great time here in Thessaloniki. Okay, so I'm standing underneath the arch of Galerius, and I think the locals just refer to it as Kamara. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but they have a simple one-word term for it, and it's just kind of like a meeting point for locals. But this was built in, I think, 308 AD to celebrate Emperor Galerius's victory over the Persians. And it's a really cool structure, and it was once part of a much larger Roman area. And so we've got the Rotunda up here, and it was once connected to that. And there's also a Roman Forum, so it's a huge Roman architecture, huge Roman kind of ruin area here. Really cool part in Thessaloniki. And I gotta say, something that I really like about Thessaloniki that I've really been enjoying is that it has so many of these old ancient sites just kind of interwoven in with modern day society. So it's not like, like some cities kind of become a museum of the city, and this has really cool things, but there's life, there's young people and business and all kinds of stuff going on. So you've got these ancient sites meshed in with modern day life, and I just think that's really interesting, really cool, having a great time in Thessaloniki. All right, so we are at Bougatsas, and we have these beautiful Bougatsas, right? That's what they're called. And so we have one savory and one sweet. This one has beef in it. Nice and pastry, and they're about to close. They're not open too much longer. It's a Sunday. They close at 3. I like it. That's good. Yeah, normally you would eat this for breakfast, but we're having it in the middle of the afternoon. So it's really good. The pastry is nice and flaky, and I like the meat. It has a very great flavor to it. So, all right. I don't know what they say in Greece, so guten appetit, bon appetit. Enjoy your meal. A lot of people were drinking chocolate milk with these, but we went with the kefir. And this is peach flavored. That's quite tasty, but kefir is almost like thick soured milk, I guess. It's supposed to be a lot of protein in it, I guess. So let me try this sweet one. I don't know what the filling is. Custard, sweet custard. That's really good. That is, I tell you, for your coffee and cooking time, cake and coffee, when you need something for that sweet spot in the afternoon, this is excellent. A lot of people are eating it. It's very flaky, crispy, kind of like a strudel, like an apple strudel crust. And the custard filling is nice and warm. It's delicious, and it's not too sweet, but it's just right, the perfect amount of sweetness, in my opinion. They put a little bit of cinnamon on top, a little bit of powdered sugar. This is a really nice afternoon treat, let me tell you, or breakfast, yeah. And with kefir, it goes good. I would kind of like to have a cup of coffee. Don't have that right now. Maybe I'll find one later. But anyway, this is a good treat, so I can recommend Bougatsas when you are in Thessaloniki and for a nice snack. Okay, so this building over my shoulder, that is the Rotunda, and this was built in 306, 308 AD during the reign of Roman Emperor Galerius. And this, the layers of history here in Thessaloniki are just, amazing. So, you've got the Alexander the Great history from this region, this area, and then it was part of the Roman Empire. So it was Roman. This was built during the Roman Empire reign, and then it became Byzantine, and so it was a Roman structure as a Roman temple, and then it became a Christian church. And then when the Ottomans took over, it became a mosque. So it was a mosque, during the rule of the Ottomans. And then after the Ottomans went out of power in the early 20th century, now it's a museum. So just the layers of history, and it still has the minaret is still off to the side that they used when it was a mosque. So just fascinating history, kind of connected. There's a walkway to the Arch of Galerius. And just, it's a beautiful day. I mean, people are just having lunch. There's music. There's kids playing. It's just a beautiful day here in Thessaloniki. Okay, so we are at Shoriao. And listen, I'm going to apologize right now for everything I say in this video. Oh, thank you. So our coffee is here.
Oh, sorry.
Efaristo.
Enjoy.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
But I have this. This is, I think it's called a Profiteroles roll. I don't know. We'll put it on the screen. But it has like pastries and cream, and then they put some sauce on. I got pistachio and hazelnut sauce that was recommended. We got a little bit of fruit on top. That sauce is delicious. Let me get down here to the little pastry part. It's nice and crunchy. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's almost like, I don't know. I can't say. I'm gonna offend someone by calling it the wrong thing, I know, but it is very delicious. I love the pistachio cream. It's not ice cream, but it's very cool and kind of refreshing on a nice warm day. So when you're taking your tour of Thessaloniki, make sure you come to Shoriao and get you a nice treat. And they also have some beautiful eclairs. We picked up an eclair too, so we'll try that. It's not far. It's like a 5-minute walk, 6-minute walk from the Sophia, the UNESCO World Heritage Site Church. So when you're over there touring around, stop by here and take a little break. All right, so nearly 2,000 years ago, this was the center of everyday life in ancient Thessaloniki. And I think a lot of travelers don't realize how important this city was to the Roman Empire. It was along one of the most famous trading routes that connected Byzantium to the rest of the Mediterranean. and just super important. And this is where life went on, where government met, where people shopped, and everything happened. The ancient Agora here in Thessaloniki, and just layers upon layers of history. So we've got modern Thessaloniki right here. We've got apartment buildings, and you can look out your balcony and see the ancient Roman Agora. Just fascinating. And this city, so it was one of the most important cities in Rome, and then one of the most important cities in the Byzantine Empire. And there for a while, it was like the second most important city in all of Christianity. The only more important city was Constantinople, known today as Istanbul. But yeah, so do yourself a favor and don't forget Thessaloniki when you are traveling through Greece, because it is a really fascinating city. All right, so we are at the Kapani market here, and I tell you what, anything you want, you're gonna find it here. There's tons of fresh food, fresh fish, fresh meat. I mean, so much meat. Any part of the animal that you want to cook, you're gonna find it in here. You have to come in here and stroll around. It's very interesting. Lots of stuff to look at. But we had lunch. And I don't know what the name of the place was we had lunch on. We're going to put it on the screen. But I tell you what, first of all, the food was great. I mean, we had fried eggplant. We had fried zucchini. We had sardines. We had grilled sardines. Big plate of grilled sardines. We had a big plate of prawns in like a tomato sauce. And we had like a grilled pork with potatoes and some sort of sauce. I don't know what it was, but I tell you what, the food was great. We had a big beer, bottle of water, had some bread. Grand total was like 48 euro for that. And then we met some guys. We met a couple. Met a couple of guys, a couple of gentlemen next to us, and they were a hoot. They kept buying us ouzo and just talking. We had a great time. So it was a great lunch. And we'll put the name on the screen, so that would be a great place to have a bite to eat when you were here. And I tell you what, you got to come visit the market, because it's quite a feast for the eyes and the ears and also the nose. Okay, so it's time for our cake and coffee in Thessaloniki, and we were told, someone recommended that we come to Soufflé, I think is how you pronounce it. But this shop is a pastry shop, pastry art, they say. And we got a soufflé, and I already put a hole in it. And we've got like chocolate oozing out of there. And we got some ice cream on the side. And so this takes about 10 minutes because they make them hot. And they go pop them in the oven and warm them up. And we got this ice cream. And I tell you what, several different types you can choose from. We got the bitter one with the ice cream. And we have a little bit of Greek iced coffee too. Can't really appreciate how nice it looks because it's in a plastic cup, but Greek iced coffee. That's really good. I'm glad we got the bitter one. This is really good. This is quite perfect. You get that vanilla ice cream and that warm hot chocolate with a little bit of cake. Folks, we received good advice on this one. This is very good. Thessaloniki, as we walk around, it's like you can't go 20 yards without running into some sort of ancient ruin or some sort of delicious looking place to eat. I mean, because they've got so many, the bakeries are incredible. I mean, there's baked goods, beautiful looking baked goods everywhere. Cakes, pastries, and then there's great looking restaurants for your main meals too. So I tell you what, Thessaloniki, we were told it's the food capital of Greece, and I believe that to be true because everywhere you turn, there's something great to eat here in Thessaloniki. I've not had a bad meal, have not had a bad dish. I tell you what, everything we've had has been delicious. Okay, so another example of the layers of history. Right here behind me, we have the Ottoman bathhouse from 1444-ish. And this was built on top of an even older Roman bath complex. And just right down the road, 100 meters maybe, there's a Roman fountain, marble fountain complex that was built in the 4th century, and that was built from remnants of older Roman structures. So you've got all this history right here, fascinating. I tell you what, it's the more I walk around Thessaloniki, you can't walk like 100 meters without bumping into something very old and historic, and there's tons of great food. So we're having a great time here in the city. We're just about to cross the street, just happened to look down like, wait a minute, there's this, what's this excavated area here of all this marble stuff? And that was the Roman fountains. And I think the fountain area that they didn't even know about until I think like 15, 20 years ago or so, and they were doing some work digging into the street, and they found that fountain structure. So, you know, pretty fascinating. I tell you, if you like this kind of stuff like I do, this is definitely a place you want to come visit. And Betty likes it because Betty's a foodie. I mean, I like to eat too. You probably know that if you've seen my videos. But Betty's the real foodie in the family, so she's having a great time. So Thessaloniki, we're really enjoying our stay here. Okay, so a couple times we've walked by this place, and they've been here since 1948. And they have beautiful stuff. I mean, it looks so nice, and we're so full. We're not hungry at all, but it's so pretty. We had to get something, and we stepped inside, and like these things, they have them in like big loaves, and like with chocolate, white chocolate. And I was so interested to know what these are. So I went inside and asked the lady, and she told me they're like, it's basically yeast bread, I guess, but they fill it with things. So this one is filled with bitter chocolate. Lady said that's the best one, but you can get it with like hazelnuts and chestnuts and all kinds of different stuff. So we're going to take this back to our hotel and try it later. But I know it's going to be delicious. In this place, they have such beautiful things. I mean, they're baked goods. You walk by, you got to get it. And I tell you, and like I said earlier, you can't walk 20 yards here in Thessaloniki without seeing something like, oh, that looks so delicious. So we're not hungry. We had to get one out and take it home and try it later. So Thessaloniki, if you're a foodie, I think you have to come here and you will have a very good time.
And they're super nice.
And super nice. They're so helpful. They spoke great English. And another great thing about visiting Thessaloniki is how many easy day trips you can take from the city. We rented a car for 4 days and had no trouble escaping the urban crowds to explore some absolutely stunning parts of northern Greece. In about an hour, you can be relaxing on some of the most beautiful beaches you'll ever see. Crystal clear water, soft sand, and plenty of sunshine. And of course, this is Greece, so incredible food was never hard to find either. Okay, so we were in Nikiti. This is the Nikiti Marina, and we just stopped. We were on our way back to Thessaloniki. We stopped to get a coffee and a piece of cake, which is spectacular. And then we drove down. We didn't even realize it was by the water. Actually, we didn't even know where we were at. So we just drove down. We saw it had a beach, drove down here, and look at this beautiful place. I mean, it's like the water's beautiful. And there's no one here. I'm sure it gets busier. This is the middle of May. I'm sure later in the summer it's going to be really packed. But right now, I mean, there's like hardly anyone here. The water's beautiful. There's a few people swimming, but the water is warm. We waded in the water, and it feels so good. So yeah, these beaches that are within an hour and a half drive from Thessaloniki are just absolutely beautiful. I mean, some of the most beautiful water I've ever seen. Blue, clear. Like I said earlier, we saw some dolphins or porpoises off in the distance playing. That was really cool. And I tell you what, this is it's really blown away all the expectations I had of this area. It's absolutely stunning. A great place to make a seaside holiday, a beach holiday. Come to Greece here. I can't remember the area, but Macedonia near Thessaloniki. And I tell you what, it is absolutely spectacular. We're planning our next trip. I tell you, some places you say, that's nice, hopefully I get to go back. We're already saying we must come back to this place and need more time because there's just so many things to see, so much to do. It's absolutely beautiful. right, so today is beach day. We went to some beaches about an hour and a half drive from Thessaloniki, and we stopped. And I'm not going to say the name of this town because I would mispronounce it anyway, but we'll put it on the screen. But we were at a little restaurant we stopped at called Anchor, Cozy Food and Drinks. And I tell you what, this place is, we didn't know anything about it. We just got here. Several locals are here, but look at this food we got. So first of all, we got some fried zucchini, and look how this perfectly sliced, so thin with tzatziki. That is delicious. We got some grilled octopus, and we got some calamari. And I tell you what, the zucchini was absolutely spectacular, perfectly cooked. I'm gonna try a little bit of this octopus. Oh, and this is fava bean sauce. Yeah, that's right. So the sauce is fava bean. We don't know what kind of sauce that is with the calamari, but looks good. How is it? Betty just had some. She says it's excellent.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that is out of this world. I love grilled octopus, and this is spectacular. And this dip, oh my lord, it's got a little bit of balsamic vinegar on it. This is so good. In this part of Greece, we have not had anything even remotely bad, but this is spectacular, folks. This is so good. Now let me try this calamari. Betty's already tried it. She said it's great. Let me dip it into this sauce. This is some sort of black mayonnaise that said on the menu. I don't know what that means. It looks like chocolate, but it's some sort of mayonnaise. Maybe mayonnaise of olive is in it or something. But
So good.
tell you what, folks, Anchor. This place is so good. I might have to order some more food too because they have some meatballs I almost ordered, but I think I might want to try them. So this is a great meal. And the beaches are spectacular. The water is so blue, so clear, stunning. We saw some porpoises playing earlier. Unfortunately, we didn't get any footage of them, but we saw some beautiful, I don't know, maybe there were dolphins, porpoises, I don't know, but great day. These beaches are really spectacular. Great day here along the coast in Greece. Okay, so even on a beach day, you got to have time for cake and coffee. And we were on our way back to our hotel, and we just went through this town. We saw this nice looking bakery, so we stopped and came inside, and the lady was very helpful. So this is called a frappa, and it makes me think about a frappuccino, but they call it frappa. So it's like coffee and milk with ice, and it's whipped up, and they put a little bit of sugar in there. It's very strong Greek coffee, so the coffee is really strong. I'll probably have a hard time going to sleep tonight, but that's okay. And then I asked her, which I said I wanted a very traditional Greek cake. We had a little bit of language confusion, but she figured out what I was talking about. So they have tons of beautiful cakes here, and this is the one she recommends. She said this is a true Greek specialty, and it has like, I'm not sure what you call this stuff. I've seen it before, but like the stringy stuff. I'm not sure what that is, but it's flavored with honey, and it is very good. The lady was right. The topping is so light and it's so fluffy. There's just a little bit of sweetness. The honey, it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. Just exactly how I like my cake. And this is very good, quite a treat. And Betty and I are going to share this. And so, yeah, we'll put the name of this place on the screen. But just a really nice bakery. When you're doing your little beach holiday from Thessaloniki, visiting the beaches, be a good place to stop. Thank you for joining us in Thessaloniki. We hope you enjoyed exploring this beautiful and delicious city with us. Next week, we head south to one of the most breathtaking places in the country, Meteora. You won't want to miss it.